Hello, welcome to Dr. Dinesh Pharma. As with the UPSC Drugs Inspector Medical Devices notification, as you all know, we recently made a video also regarding this, regarding the complete syllabus overview and also certain demo classes of various subjects that are included within this within the syllabus of the UPSC Drugs Inspector Medical Devices course. Okay, and in our previous demo session, we also discussed about all the possibilities of the question possibilities of the syllabus, explanations of the syllabus detailing. Complete, we have given the complete syllabus detailing, and also there were certain parts of the sessions, demo class sessions. Okay, so today we will go with the medical devices rules. And we also discussed that this medical devices rules from the pharma part. Okay, only one part is included, that is the medical devices rule 2017, MDR. MDR 2017 is included within the syllabus, and this is the most scoring. Okay, one of the most scoring because it is the examination is open to, as you all know, all the applicants know that who all have applied, they are from different streams. It is open to different streams of education, but especially for pharma students who have applied this B Pharma or M Pharma, this pharmacy background pharmacy students who have applied this medical devices rules will be important and will be very crucial. Okay, will be very crucial for it will be very scoring. Okay, so now we will go with this. We will see certain elements of this medical devices rules in today's video. Okay, so to begin with, let me go with this picture. Okay, so what is this picture about? It will be really slight ambiguous. Okay, but no, I just wanted to mention in this picture. I'm just showing you what all are covered under medical devices actually. Okay, what is a medical device and what all are covered under medical devices? Because it is very ambiguous all, and the definition and the range of this medical devices, it is not that clear, of course, not as clear as it seems to be. Okay, so all these things they come under these medical devices, like many things, like we can see the diabetes test strips, the testing, wheelchairs. Some we have pacemakers here, intraocular lens, replacements. Okay, so all through the body, all through the human body, that is what. So it is not required or confined or restricted or confined to a particular area of our body. These medical devices, they cannot be restricted or confined to a particular area of a human body. They are distributed all through. So, and what all are the concerns or considerations of medical devices rules? Yes, we will go through one by one. Yeah, so coming back to the medical devices rules 2017. Okay, this medical devices rule, as the name itself indicates, it is given this medical device. So please remember, all of you, please remember once again, medical devices rules, it is only rules, it is not a complete or it is not a separate act. Okay, according to our forensic pharmacy or according to our jurisdiction, according to the jurisprudence or whatever it is, these medical devices, it is not mentioned as the act and rules. Please remember, it is medical devices rules, not the act. Okay, but what about the act? Okay, we will see in the upcoming sessions. So it is only about the rules, MDR. Okay, medical devices rules mentioned as MDR 2017. We will see certain quick glimpse. It consists of actually 12 chapters. So what all it contains? Then medical devices rules, it is given as medical devices rule. What all it contains? It consists of 12 chapters totally and 97 rules. All these 97 rules which fit into these 12 chapters. Okay, these 97 rules of medical devices. Okay, these medical devices rules, totally there are 97 which fit into these 12 chapters. Okay, there are, what all are the 12 chapters we will see. Okay, I don't want to confuse anyone, or I don't want to give all the 12 chapters with the 97 rules at a time. Okay, then it will take us in a different direction. We will see one by one. Okay, we have a certain strategy for this. Okay, please be with us, please stay with us to know the further strategies and to know further what all are included. Okay, So these 97 rules, they fit into these 12 chapters, all these 97 rules. And apart from this, what all it contains? It contains 8 schedules. Okay, totally there are 8 schedules and 40 forms. Okay, all these are big because only this part is covered. It is very specific because the examination itself and the cadre itself is a UPSC Drugs Inspector, especially mentioned in medical devices. Okay, all these form a very important and very crucial part of the syllabus. Everything, nothing to miss. Nothing to miss out of that. Each and every element is important. Each and every element is crucial. Okay, so this is the overview, or this is the structure of medical device rules. Okay, the structure, once again I'm explaining that it consists of 12 chapters and 97 rules. These 97 rules which fit into these 12 chapters. Okay, and also 8 schedules and 40 forms. Okay, 40 forms. There were various forms for imports, licensing, application, everything. There are different forms. Okay, we will see forms also later. And first we will go with, so to start with medical devices rules, where has it started actually? This medical devices rules, as we have mentioned, it is given in 2017. Okay, so this covers what all it covers. Okay, we will go through. Okay, so we will go one by one. One by one we will see. First we will see with the preliminary rules. Okay, just now we have mentioned here that there are totally 97 rules. Out of these 97 rules, first we will go with the preliminary rules. What are covered under preliminary rules? We will just go through. Okay, in this preliminary rules, preliminary, the name itself mentions, the name itself indicates that it is something a primary thing. Okay, it is a preliminary rule. It means all the basic elements of the act or basic elements of this part of medical device MDR is covered in this preliminary rules. Okay, so these preliminary rules, just as I have said you earlier, all the rules they fit into some of one or the other chapters. Okay, all the 97 rules they fit into one or the other chapters. In these preliminary rules, it fits into the chapter 1 of the MDR 2017. Okay, these preliminary rules. So questions may occur. Okay, questions may occur like chapter 1 represents which part of which rules. Okay, which rules? That we have very many sorts of rules, miscellaneous rules, the form rules and all, many types of rules, import rules. Okay, there are several types of rules. Out of this, preliminary rules fall under the chapter 1 of MDR. Okay, and chapter 1, what all it covers again? What are the rules? So what are the rules? What is the range of the rules? That is rules 1 to 3. Out of 97 we have, as we have discussed, out of 97 rules, 1 to 3. Usually at some places it is mentioned like only 1 to 2 rules are covered under MDR 2007 under chapter 1. But it is not. Usually these rules 1 to 3, the rules 1 to 3 are covered under chapter 1. Okay. So what does this 1 to 3 indicate? 1 to 3, what do they indicate? We will see. Okay. So the inclusions are the short title and commencement. Okay. The title of the short title of the rules, that is title, and the commencement. So from when did this rules commence, or from when did this process commence? Okay, and the second part is the applications and the third part will be the definition. So we will deal with each of them in detail. Okay, so in the preliminary rules, coming to the rule 1. Okay, the first rule 1, we are going with so the rule 1 is nothing but short title and commencement. Short title and commencement, very easy. As we all know, what is rule 1? Short title and commencement. The title, as it indicates, as the title itself indicates, as the name itself indicates. So these may be called, okay, from now on or from whatever the date they have mentioned, all the restrictions or all the rules, all the regulations which are made for these medical devices, they can be mentioned under, or they can be called under Medical Devices Rules 2017. Okay, and the commencement. So from when did this commence? From when did this Medical Devices Rule 2007? When did this start? Okay, so as it is indicated in the title as 2017, it has been given in 2017, but exactly it has come into force. Okay, it has come into force from when? This is very important. Examination point of view, this is very important. The 1st of January 2018. Okay, we may get questions like, because the name in the title it is indicated like 2017, we may get confused sometimes. Okay, but it is given in the middle of 2017 by something around October 2017. But it is deemed to come to force or come to existence from 2018, 1st of January 2018. Okay, so this is about the rule 1, short title and commencement. It is very simple as that. But in this particular rule 1, only one thing we need to remember a little, that is, it has started from 1st of January 2018. Okay, we will move forward to the rule 2. Rule 2, very important again. Okay, so rule 1, it seems so simple, right? It shows that it is only a title and commencement. It is simple, we can go through. No, it is not. That is only about rule 1. Okay, coming to the rule 2. Rule 2 is about the application. So the rule 2 deals with the application. So here we may think that application means like some the application forms of application or something like that. No, it is not that application. It is the application means where, to what parts or to which devices do this medical devices rules apply. Okay, what all are covered under application, what it shows here is what all are covered under medical devices. So what comes under MDR? Application is nothing but what comes under MDR. What all are segregated under MDR? Okay, so we will see what all are segregated under MDR. What is given here? What is given? The in vitro diagnostics, surgical supplies, blood collections, contraceptives, disinfectants. Okay, so it covers a long range. Okay, medical devices rules 2017. Earlier, in the earlier rules, it was not that clear. It was all segregated under the same. It was everything segregated under the same Drugs and Cosmetics Act. But from 2017, there is a distinguishing. Okay, it is a distinguishing factor. There is some differences. Okay, and the differences are what all it covers then, this application part, what all it covers like in vitro diagnostics. Okay, the first part is the in vitro diagnostics. So what do we mean with in this in vitro diagnostics? In vitro diagnostics, what are we going to see in vitro diagnostics? What all are there? Like the reagents and the testing kits. Okay, like the reagents and the testing kits. We know we perform various for the diagnosis purpose. Okay, in vitro diagnostics, the name itself indicates the testing the reagents which are used especially for various tests like diabetes, malaria, whatever may be typhoid, whatever may be the tests we are performing, tuberculosis and all the things, all the various types of diseases, for all the various diseases, what are the reagents and the testing kits we are using? Okay, all these, they come under the in vitro diagnostics. They come under the section of in vitro diagnostics under rule 2. Okay, we have to remember. So sometimes we may get questions like, in examination, we may get questions like, they may mention the name of a testing kit, like just now we have seen diabetic strips or something like that, and a reagent and the name of a testing reagent, and this comes under which rule of MDR 2017. This comes under which rule of 2017. So as it was mentioned here, the reagents and the testing kits are covered under in vitro diagnostics part. Okay, and the second part is the surgical supplies. So within the surgical supplies, again, what all we have under surgical supplies? Okay, we have the surgical dressings, bandages, staples, sutures, ligatures, and their related materials. Okay, we all know there are what are the surgical supplies. Okay, especially these surgical supplies. Okay, we will see the exclusions later. First, we will deal with the inclusions and then go to the exclusions. Okay, surgical supplies like dressings. Okay, we all know there are lots of dressings like absorbent wool. Okay, cotton wool, absorbent wool, gauze. Okay, cotton gauze, absorbent gauze, wool, cotton wool. Okay, there are several types of surgical dressings and bandages. We also know various types of bandages. Okay, and also staples. Okay, staples are also, they are similar to that of sutures. Staples, we all know what are staples, right? So staples are similar to that of sutures, but they are not sutures. Okay, they are used. These staples are used. Staples means which is similar to that of a stapler. Okay, there is a device, the device which is similar to that of a stapler. It is used whenever in the parts of body or in the regions of body where sutures cannot be performed, where needle cannot be inserted properly. Okay, when the sieving or the suture is inconsistent, we cannot perform properly, at that place staples are used. Okay, staples are also a part of surgicals, and also sutures, ligatures, etc., and all the related materials, they are covered under surgical supplies. Okay, and also the blood collection equipment and the blood collection apparatus and the equipment. What are the blood collection equipment? So all the components, collection bags. Okay, blood collection bags. So blood directly, it does not come under MDR. Okay, blood, it is a physiological, it is something physiological. Okay, we have to remember whenever we are mentioning the word medical device. Okay, here at this point I want to mention it very clearly. At this point I want to mention it very clearly that whenever we are dealing with the term medical device, so it is something which treats. Okay, it is also used in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation, everything, as is the same with that of a drug. But what is the difference between a drug and a medical device? Especially, what is the primary difference between a drug and a medical device is that the diagnosis, whatever the condition it is used, whether it may be a diagnosis or a treatment or a ailment, this is the treatment of an ailment or the detection, whatever the purpose it is used, it should aim in treatment, or it should aim in the physical terms. It should aim in the physical or mechanical terms. Okay, the aim of the device should be a physical or a mechanical process, or a mechanical aim, structural. Okay, physical, structural and mechanical, but it should not involve any chemical reaction. The major difference between a drug and a medical device is that it is not involving any chemical or metabolic difference. Okay, no chemical or metabolic activity. The activity is only physical, mechanical or structural. This is the major concept of a medical device. This is the primary concept of a medical device. Okay, so coming to the blood collection, just now we have seen blood collection bags. So blood directly does not come under any medical device, but the component collection bags, blood collection bags and the blood component collection bags, which may include a coagulant which may or may not include an anticoagulant. Okay, but just now we have discussed that. We have discussed that because this anticoagulant is involved here. Because anticoagulant is involved, then anticoagulant is something, a chemical agent. Is it right or not? Okay, right or not? So then we are going with some chemical agent is involved, anticoagulant. So everyone will have this question, definitely. We will have this question because it is mentioned as with or without anticoagulant. If it is without anticoagulant, okay, well and good, no issue. But if it involves an anticoagulant, again a chemical agent is involved. Okay, but how can it be considered under a medical device? Yes. Okay, so here at this point we have to notice that this anticoagulant or the blood collection bag, it is present outside the body. We are not using it within the body. So this particular chemical, this anticoagulant, it is present within the collection bag only. You are not sending it, this particular chemical, we are not giving it into the body. If it is given into the body, yeah, again it is not a medical device. But it is outside the body. All this procedure, this component collection bag, it is having an anticoagulant outside the body, outside the human body. So then it can definitely be considered as a medical device. Okay, then it can be considered as a medical device. So there is a very minor differences. Very minor differences. We will also learn in our further classes regarding these, regarding many terms like this. Okay, it seems as simple medical. We have only medical devices rules 2017, but it is not simple as we think. Okay, it needs certain explanations and certain follow up. It needs certain training, not very easy as we think. Okay. So this is about the blood collection bags. So all these things, and also the contraceptives. Contraceptives, especially not the oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives does not deem to be a medical device. Here the mentioning is all about the mechanical contraceptives. Mechanical contraceptives like the condoms, IUDs, tubal rings, whatever the mechanical contraceptives are there. Whatever the mechanical contraceptives which do not contain any drug. Okay, which do not contain any drug. If they contain a drug or a pharmacological agent, then again it does not come under a medical device. Okay, whatever the plain condoms, IUDs or tubal rings like mechanical means of contraception that are used, they also come under the Rule 2 of MDR. And also the disinfectants. Next part is the disinfectants and insecticides. Not all the disinfectants and insecticides are covered under medical devices, only those notified under this particular section. Only the disinfectants and insecticides, there are certain disinfectants and insecticides which exert a mechanical action, other than a physical activity. They exhibit a mechanical activity, such types of them like a gaseous, like a radiation, some kind of that kind of mechanical or structural activity. So those disinfectants are also again covered, which come under the section 3B section, the subclause 2. 3B subclause 2 of the Drugs and Cosmetics Act are also covered under Rule 2 of Medical Devices Rules 2017. Okay, so these are all the substances that are covered under Rule 2. So what is Rule 1? Rule 1 is about the short title and commencement. In Rule 1, we have only thing that has to be remembered is from when did this MDR come into effect. Okay, and in Rule 2, we have the applications. Applications means what all are included in this medical device MDR 2017. Okay, so are we done? Are we done with the Rule 2? No, we are not done with the Rule 2. We have certain other things also to be remembered in this MDR. Okay, there is something which has to be remembered. I'll just let you know, this is very important. Okay, please remember, I just told you, because only MDR is given, each and every small element is also important, and out of this what is important here is all the things, the subclauses of Rule 2. Rule 2, it also has certain subclauses. What all are come under which clause is also important here. Okay, so here this in vitro diagnostics, surgical supplies and blood components, all these three, in vitro diagnostics, surgical supplies and the blood collection equipment, all these three, they come under subclause 1. They come under subclause 1 of Rule 2. Okay, in Rule 2 again there are three subclauses, subclause 1, subclause 2 and subclause 3, and these three, in vitro diagnostic, surgical supplies and the blood collection equipment, they can be segregated or they are covered under the subclause 1 of Rule 2 of MDR 2017. Okay, and what all we have? Next we have the contraceptives and disinfectants. Next we have the contraceptives and disinfectants. These contraceptives and disinfectants are again covered under the subclause 2. Okay, these are covered under the subclause 2 of Rule 2. Subclause 2 of Rule 2. Okay, if some question appears like disinfectants or mechanical contraceptives are covered under the subclause, under dash subclause of MDR 2017. Okay, and the options may be like, and we may have the options like subclause 1 of Rule 2, subclause 2 of Rule 2, subclause 3 of Rule 2, or subclause something like subclause 1 of Rule 4 or something like that. Okay, if such question occurs, then the answer should be it is subclause 2 of Rule 2 of MDR 2017. Okay, so this is about the subclauses 1 and 2. Then what about subclause 3? What about subclause 3? Do we have anything about subclause 3? Yes, we have something about the subclause 3. Subclause 3. What all it covers? Subclause 3 covers so whatever the devices. So after this also, there will be devices that will be added. Okay, so what are the devices? Whatever may be the devices that are added upon the subclause 3, which includes the devices, the further medical devices, any medical device that is added upon according to section 3B subclause 4 of D&C Act. Okay, what are the devices or what are the medical devices that will be continuously added or that come under the section 3B and subclause 4 of Drugs and Cosmetics Act? They come under subclause 3 of Rule 2. Okay, these are covered under subclause 3 of Rule 2. Okay, hope I was clear. Okay, so all these things are covered under Rule 2. These are all the inclusions of Rule 2. Okay, so that is good that we have learned all the inclusions. So what about any exclusions? Okay, we were discussing something about the physical, chemical and metabolic pharmacologic action, we were discussing something about like that. Okay, so what all are excluded? These are all included. So what all are excluded, we will see. The exclusions of Rule 2. Okay, these are the inclusions of Rule 2. We will see the exclusions of Rule 2. What are the exclusions? The exclusions are that, so even the exclusions are also of medical devices. Exclusions also cover the certain medical devices. That medical device which actions, okay, that's intended action is through the pharmacological or immunological or metabolic activity. Okay, whose action is, just before this we have discussed that a medical device should perform its action, whether it is a diagnosis or a treatment or a detection or anything. Okay, it should perform its action only on physical, structural and mechanical basis, and no chemical or pharmacological or metabolic activity should be involved. Okay, so that is what is mentioned here in the exclusions, that whenever a medical device has a pharmacological action, when it deems to show a pharmacological or a immunological or a metabolic activity, at that point, okay, definitely this is excluded from Rule 2 of MDR 2017. It is the exclusion of Rule 2 of MDR 2017. For example, sometimes we can use stents. Okay, like stents or bandages. Just now we have discussed about the surgical supplies. Okay, we have discussed about the surgical supplies. So in the surgical supply, the surgical dressing which involves a medication, medicated surgical dressings, medicated bandages. The normal bandages, they are included under medical devices too, MDR 2017. But the medicated bandages, which exerts a pharmacological action again. Okay, it has a pharmacological action again. So that is excluded, that medicated bandages or medicated surgicals. Okay, or any stents which consists of a medical agent, pharmaceutical agent, API, are excluded from the MDR 2017. This is about Rule 2. Okay, so the inclusions and exclusions of Rule 2 of MDR 2017. Hope I was clear with the examples. Okay, moving forward. So moving forward, we will see the Rule 3, the most vast and important part of, okay, and also just now we have gone through the questions also. What all the questions are possible with Rule 2 also we have gone through. Like if they will mention certain type of like mechanical contraceptive or a surgical aid or something, and whether it is covered under medical devices or not. And also the subclauses. Very, very important. The subclauses 1, 2, 3 of MDR Rule 2 are also equally important. Okay, next we are dealing with Rule 3. Okay, the Rule 3 is the very vast part. Okay, it seems very simple. The definition seems very simple, but not as simple as we think. Okay, it consists of, there is a lot of internal meanings with the definitions, and rule 3 totally there are 26 to 27 definitions that are covered under rule 3. We are not going to cover all of them at a point. Okay, so totally there are 26 to 27 definitions under rule 3. Only rule 3, it seems like only rule 3, but this rule 3 and the definitions they cover under 26 to 27 definitions, and most probably there are some 2 to 3 questions are probable. Okay, we can expect 2 to 3 questions from all these definitions, all the definitions of the MDR rule 3. MDR 2017 rule 3, we can expect some, approximately we can expect 2 to 3 questions in the examination. It is not that we can't overlook this one. Okay, 2 to 3 questions is a big deal, right? Okay, definitely a big deal. So we will see about this 26 or 27 definitions which may account to, yes, so which may account to the major part. Okay, out of this, the first one, this is also important. Again, I am repeating, this is also important. What is important here is, this is also important, I am mentioning here, means this is the definition. Okay, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D. Okay, the clause is also important. The clause of the rule, A, clauses of the rule A, B, C, D, E, and so on till Z. We have A to Z. So many clauses, 26 to 27 clauses, A to Z clauses, and also subclauses. In this A to Z clauses, we also have the subclauses. Okay. So we will see one by one. I don't want to confuse you. I didn't want to confuse or panic all of you by giving all the rules and all the clauses at the same time. That's why I did not give all the rules. We are just going in a sequence. We will continue this regularly so that you are not at a panic. We complete step by step. Okay. So the first one being the academic clinical study. 3A is the academic clinical study. Then as the name itself indicates, academic clinical study. Okay, what is the definition of the academic clinical study? Which is employed, any clinical study which is conducted for academic purpose, means institutional or academic purpose, only for the study purpose. This is not equal to the clinical trial. Okay, please remember, academic clinical study is not equivalent to any clinical trial here. Okay, it is only, so when it is considered as an academic clinical study, when it is conducted for an academic purpose on a medical device, but when for the already approved or for a new intended use. Because, for example, we are already using a particular medical device. Okay, a particular device, it is already approved for use, but it has a new use. Okay, a new use has been discovered, and in that purpose and in that particular academic purpose. So this study is made only on the academic purpose. Please remember, it is not equivalent to any clinical trials. Okay, it is a academic clinical study approved for a new intended use, the use of new material for the same existing medical device. Okay, for example, if there is a surgical dressing, if there is a particular surgical dressing, so the material has been changed. Instead of cotton wool, we have that particular bandage has been changed to asbestos wool. Okay, in that conditions, only the material has been changed or the use has been changed. The complete medical device has not been changed. Only the particular material or the intended use or the design has been improved. Or it has to be tested in a new range of population. In these conditions, so whatever the clinical study that has to be conducted in these particular conditions of a new use or a new material of construction or an improved design. Okay, so we are improving the design, whether it was non-invasive earlier or it is converted to invasive later, or in such kind of conditions, in such set of conditions, or it is tried in a new population, new group of population. Okay, like it was earlier used to only pediatrics, or it is used only for the geriatrics, or used only for the normal volunteers, or it can be used further in the geriatrics or such kind of things. Like when a population group is changed, in such conditions, when a clinical study is performed, that comes under 3A. Okay, that is covered under Rule 3A of the medical devices, that is academic clinical study. Okay, moving forward, very important, seems very simple, but it is very important. The 3B. Okay, 3B is nothing but, 3B is nothing but the act. 3B is nothing but the act. I told you in the starting of my session that MDR is not an act. Okay, please remember all of you, MDR is not an act. It is only the medical device. Nowhere it will be mentioned that. So if we see DNC Act, okay, if we see the Drugs and Cosmetics Act or the NDPS Act, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, okay, for all these things, or the MTP, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, whatever it is, for all these things, for DNC, NDPS, MTP, etc., all these things, there is Act and the rules. Okay, it shows about the Act and the rules. Okay, but exclusively for MDR, there is no specific act. It comes under some other act. But only rules are separate. Medical devices rules are separate. It is not deemed under a separate act. Okay, this is very important for us. Never consider MDR as an act. Okay, so what the act, whenever the term act, all through this MDR 2017, wherever the term act comes, it refers to the Drugs and Cosmetics Act only. It refers to DNC Act. Wherever the term Act is seen, it refers to the DNC Act 1940. DNC Act 1940. Usually, whenever it is referred to medical devices rules, it is mentioned as 23 of 1940. Okay, it is mentioned as 23 of 1940. Okay, so this Act, it comes under, it is wherever the term act is mentioned all through this MDR 2017, it is nothing but the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. Okay, and also one more important point that has to be remembered in this particular DNC Act regarding this point 3B. Regarding the 3B, the one more important point that has to be remembered is that, so what all sections are covered. Okay, this MDR, it comes under sections 22 and 12 and 33. Okay, this MDR 2017, it comes under section 12 and section 33 of DNC Act 1940. Okay, it comes under this is very important question. So the sections which MDR 2017, the sections of DNC Act where MDR 2017 purports to be or is considered to be are 12, 14, 33, A and C. Okay, so it is 12 sections 12 and 33 are the sections of DNC Act which deal with the Medical Devices Rules 2017. Okay, and the active, so this is about the Act. Okay, these are the two important considerations, 3B, and next moving to 3C. Okay, Rule 3 Clause C. Rule 3 Clause C is nothing but the active diagnostic medical device. Very important. We have several terms like this. Don't get confused in this manner. Okay, for this we should not get confused because it is really confusing. Of course it is confusing, but we should not get confused in this manner. Active diagnostic medical device. Okay, so what is an active diagnostic medical device according to MDR 2017? What is it? Okay, so any active medical device, whether it is used alone or in combination with other medical device, so what it is doing, what it should do, it is supplying the information. What it should do, it should supply the information. Okay, it is not exactly getting into the diagnosis. It is to supply the information. It is supplying the information of diagnosis. It is not exactly doing the diagnostic procedure. What it is doing, it is giving the information of diagnosis, information of detection. Okay, so that we need to remember. What is its duty? It is function. The information for detecting, diagnosing or monitoring. The information of diagnosis or detection or monitoring or to provide. So in treatment or in the treatment procedures, any treatment procedures, whatever the information, whatever the device is giving the information is known as the active diagnostic medical device according to MDR 2017. It is known as the active diagnostic medical device according to MDR 2017. What is it? Which is supplying the information of diagnosis, information of detection, information of treatment or information of monitoring. Okay, so the examples of, so all these things like we have digital sphygmomanometers like BP checking apparatus, digital BP checking apparatus, and also the stethoscope. Okay, stethoscope gives us the heart rate, the information about heart rate. Right, stethoscope, what it gives? It gives the information about the heart rate, right? So all these equipment or all these devices can be considered under active diagnostic medical devices. And also the pulse oximeters. We have pulse oximeters, stethoscopes, and digital sphygmomanometers. All these things, they can be considered under active diagnostic medical device. This is nowhere. Okay, nowhere the examples will be mentioned in the Act. Okay, please remember all of you, nowhere these examples are all mentioned in the Act. Regarding this diagnostic medical device, whether it is a medical device or a diagnostic device, all these things, they are nowhere mentioned in the Act. Okay, because, and the examples it may be given in the examination, is definitely they won't directly give that which purpose to detect, diagnose. Okay, pulse oximeter is considered under which section or which clause of rule 3? Which clause of rule 3? Clause 3C. Okay, pulse oximeter, under which section does it deemed to come under of MDR 2017? 3C. Okay, in this way the questions will appear in the examination. Okay. Yeah. So moving forward to 3D. Moving forward to 3D. Active medical device. Very important once again, very important. Active medical device, it is specially mentioned that it is a active medical device. So is there anything like passive medical device? Yes, there are. Okay, medical devices, they are of two types again. Active medical devices and non-active medical devices also. All the medical devices mentioned does not come under this category. Does not come under the active medical device category. Whatever the medical device we are using does not come under this category because there are certain non-active medical devices also. Okay, so what is an active medical device here? Okay, our device, the operation of which, very important, please remember all of you, the device the operation of which depends upon the source of electrical energy. Okay, remember, which works on the medical devices which are dependent upon the electrical energy or any other particular source of energy. It may even be a battery. Okay, any source of energy. They are mentioning either electrical energy or solar energy or a battery like voltaic energy, voltaic cells, anything, but it depends upon any other source of energy, especially electrical energy, any other source of energy, solar energy kind of thing. Okay, but not the energy generated by a human or animal body or gravity. It does not work on direct human body. Okay, not the energy generated by human body or animal body or gravity. It works exclusively on an electrical or another source of energy. Those are known as active medical devices. Whereas non-active medical devices, they do not use electrical or any other sources of energy. Okay, we have to remember this. It is very important. Okay, like non-active medical devices like certain clamps. Okay, clamps. So wheelchairs. A very clear example of a Very clear example of a non-active medical device is a wheelchair and a clamp, medicinal clamp or a wheelchair. Okay, because this wheelchair is not using any electrical or okay, there are wheelchairs which use certain source of energy also. Okay, they cannot be again they can be categorized under active medical. But the normal wheelchairs which a person or which some attendant pushes. Okay, which are normal wheelchair, which an attendant which is drawn or dragged by an attendant, it comes under a non-active medical device. It is not an active medical device. It belongs to the category of non-active medical device. So this is very important. Active and non-active medical devices, the definition is very important. Okay, so which uses the electrical or other sources of energy other than human energy. Okay, is known as, so this comes under 3D. Active medical devices is covered under 3D. Okay, all the medical devices like we use the equipment like many things, active medical devices, infusion pumps, ventilators, defibrillators, and a lot many equipment, the radiation equipment, okay, the surgical lasers, everything which use electrical energy. The medical devices that are using electrical energy. Okay, the scan devices, the devices that are used to scan. Okay, the CT scan device or the abdominal scan device, which are dependent upon the electrical energy, are all covered under active medical devices here. Okay, the ventilators. So ventilator is covered under. Ventilators comes under the section 3D. Okay, Rule 3 Clause D of MDR 2017. Ventilators and pacemakers, defibrillators, all these things, they come under Rule 3D. Okay, hope I was clear with this. And we will see. So once we are seeing the other things, we will understand the difference. We will see the remaining parts, we understand the difference. Okay, and the next one is the active therapeutic medical device. Again, so active medical device. So we will try to understand the differences. Active diagnostic medical device, active medical device, and the active therapeutic medical device again. Active therapeutic medical device again. So when the word therapeutic is involved, okay, when the word therapeutic is involved, so we may think that this therapeutic action, so it involves certain API or a certain pharmaceutical. No, it does not involve any pharmaceutical, but it has a therapeutic use. Okay, it has a therapeutic use, but it does not involve any pharmaceutical agent. Okay, only in a physical or a structural manner, but it shows a therapeutic use. Okay, so in the first part we are seeing about the diagnosis. In the second part we are using about the use and diagnosis, but no therapy. Detection. Okay, it may be a detection treatment, but not therapy. Okay, here it is a active therapeutic medical device. So what is an active therapeutic medical device? We will see. Okay, so here we don't use any term like electrical energy or other sources of energy. In active therapeutic medical device, we are only focusing, the act only focuses on the therapy, how it does the therapy, what all are included and what is the therapeutic method. But here it is not using any kind of electrical energy. Okay, electrical or some kind of energy, any other sources of energy. Okay, so that is an active therapeutic medical device. What is an active therapeutic medical device? It is any active medical device when it is used in alone or in combination. What it does, whether it can support, modify or restore the biological functions. It is used to support, modify or restore the biological features or functions. That is covered under the active therapeutic medical device. Okay, in the treatment or alleviation of any illness or handicap or something. So by this we can understand what all comes under active therapeutic medical device. See that in the definition, the active therapeutic medical device, no energy is used. Okay, there is no involvement of any kind of energy. It may be a human energy or it may be a electrical energy or any kind of energy. There is no concept of energy here. Okay, it is only the concept of therapy. So what all it is doing, it is used to modify, replace or support. So what all may come under 3E, what all may be covered under 3E. Okay, certain medical devices like splints. Okay, certain medical devices like splints, implants, especially cochlear implants, especially those of the cochlear implants, dialysis machines. Okay, because they are used in the treatment or alleviation. Because they are used in the treatment or alleviation of the illness, right? So anything like a dialysis machines, dialysis tubings or dialysis machines, because they involve certain treatment of illness. Whenever treatment is involved, when the treatment term is involved, they come under active therapeutic medical devices. Okay, like splints, cochlear implants, dialysis machinery, etc. All these are covered under active therapeutic medical devices. Okay, remember all of you. So there will be nothing like the definition. It is not always possible that the definition is given and you have to identify the answer. No, it is not right. Not always like that. There is every chance that certain exemptions and the examples are given and you need to identify this identification, and that analysis is very important examination point of view. Okay, yeah, so that was about 3E, and coming to 3F, that is the authorized agent. We have the authorized agent 3F. So authorized agent is, the definition itself, it says that a person, any person, including any firm or and they take care of the delivery of the products to the distributors. Okay, they take care of the delivery of the product to the Indian distributors, and they go with the post-marketing surveillance, and also they also take care of customs clearance and the compliance with all the Indian regulations. When the person who takes care of all such activities is known as a authorized agent. Okay, is known as an authorized agent. Okay. So this is about 3F. So 3F covers the authorized agent. And moving forward to the very important part, thing of Rule 3, body orifice. One of the most important definitions of Rule 3 is body orifice. Body orifice. What is a body orifice? So any opening in the human body is nothing but a body orifice. Yes, every one of us know. So what does it mean? It has to do with medical MDR 2017. How is it related to MDR 2017 and how is it related to medical devices? Yes, course it is related to medical devices. This body orifice, it is very much related to medical devices. We will see how. Okay, we'll see how. Body orifice. What does a body orifice mean? Any natural opening in the human body. Okay, any natural opening in the human body, like any natural opening like the mouth, nose, eyes, rectum. Natural opening of the human body. Just now we were discussing mouth, nose, eyes, rectum. Okay, ears. So all these are the orifices. We all know there are nine natural orifices in the human body. All these are covered under body orifice. Any natural opening in the human body, including the external surface of the eyeball. Okay, this eye is also considered as a body orifice. The external surface of the eyeball is considered as a natural body orifice, or any natural orifice. All these natural orifices, or any permanent artificial opening, which is present in the human body, like such as a stoma or a tracheotomy, bag. So what is a stoma? We all know. For the removal of, in case of any ileectomy or colectomy or ileectomy, in such conditions, for the removal, okay, there is an opening that is made. There is a permanent artificial opening which is made in the human body within the ileum or colon, within the GIT, okay, within the GIT to the external surface, so as to remove the digestive and urinary waste. When there is some problem when there is certain removal of the colon or removal of the ileum, and in case of certain digestive issues, in ilectomy, colectomy, whatever the types of removals, in that case the normal digestion or the normal removal process does not happen. In that case, there is an artificial opening that is made, that is known as the stoma. And also the tracheotomy, whenever there is a problem with the windpipe. Okay, so when there is the windpipe is the trachea. When the trachea is the windpipe, we all know that when the trachea is not able to perform its functions of inspiration and expiration, so as an artificial opening, there is an artificial tracheal tube that is incorporated, which also supports the vocal cords, for voice overs and for the voice processes. Okay, in this case, okay, these are also considered under the body orifice. Not only the natural body orifices, these permanent artificial openings like stoma, tracheal bag, tracheotomy openings, all these things are also considered under the body orifice. Okay, so this is about the body orifice according to Rule 3 of MDR 2017. But why is body orifice studied here? What is the necessity of studying body orifice in MDR 2017? That is the important question here. Okay, so body orifice is necessary to study in MDR 2017 because it is the basis of classification, because it forms the basis of classification of the device into invasive and non-invasive types. Okay, because it forms the basis of the classification of the medical devices into whether it is an invasive device or a non-invasive device is classified based on this body orifices only. Okay, so what is an invasive device? Any medical device which involves administration into body orifices. Any medical device which is administered or which involves administration into body orifices is termed as an invasive device. Any medical device which purports or which is administered directly into the body orifice is termed as an invasive device. Okay, whereas non-invasive devices are not introduced into the body orifices. Okay, and it also leads to some other classification. We will see we'll see all the classifications in our further lectures and further sessions. We will see the different classifications, and these invasive, whenever these body orifices are involved and when the device is invasive, it presents a high risk compared to non-invasive one. It deems a high risk than compared to a non-invasive one. Okay, so this is about this body orifice is studied for the classification of invasive and non-invasive devices and high risk and low risk devices also. Okay, so in that case it is very important, the study of body orifice. Okay, and coming to the rule 3 cross H, rule 3H. What is 3H about? The Central Licensing Authority. 3H is about the Central Licensing Authority. What does the Central Licensing Authority mean? As we all know, what is the Central Licensing Authority according to MDR? Is nothing but the CDSCO. Okay, the Central Licensing Authority will be the CDSCO. And who is the Central Licensing Authority? From the CDSCO, who is the Central Licensing Authority? It is nothing but DCGI. It is nothing but none other than the DCGI. None other than the DCGI, Drug Controller General of India, as appointed by the central government. They are covered under, so DCGI, they come under which part of MDR 2017? 3H. 3H of MDR 2017 deals with DCGI, Drug Controller General of India, as appointed by the central government. So who is the current Drug Controller General of India? The present Drug Controller General of India. This is also important. Yes, the examination also covers general studies and general sciences, and the question and the exam is about medical devices. We need to focus on this area also. Who is the current Drug Controller General of India? Is Dr. Rajiv Singh Raghuvanshi. Okay, the current Drug Controller General of India, the current DCGI of India is Dr. Rajiv Singh Raghuvanshi. Okay, so he is the Drug Controller General of India from February 1st, 2023 till date. Okay, from Feb 1, 1st of February 2023 till date, the current Drug Controller General of India is Dr. Rajiv Singh Raghuvanshi. One of the most probable questions, I think this question should appear in the examination this time. Okay, and moving to the next. So it's very good if it appears. Okay, and the next one, the Central Medical Devices Testing Laboratory. 3I covers the Central Medical Device Testing Laboratories. Okay, all the testing laboratories, they are considered as CDTLs. They are considered CDTLs, Central Drug Testing or Device, not Drug Testing, Central Device Testing Laboratories. Central Device Testing Laboratories, CDTLs. Okay, or also known as MDTL, Medical Device Testing Laboratory. The Central Medical Devices Testing Laboratory, they are established or designated by the central government. Okay, these are established or they are designated by the central government under Rule 19. Okay, these are established under the central government under Rule 19 of D&C Act. Okay, Rule 19, and they will be a CDL for the established purposes. Under Section 6 of the Act. Okay, so this CDTL or MDTL, Medical Device Testing Laboratories, there are many there are several MDTLs or CDTLs as approved by the Government of India, and to the notice, as to the current notice, there are totally 28. There are totally 28 CDTL, Central Device Testing Laboratories or Medical Device Testing Laboratories. There are totally 28 MDTLs currently functioning in India, and along with MDTLs, we also have RDTLs. This is also important here. Along with this, we also have the RDTLs. What is RDTL? Is nothing but the Regional Device Testing Laboratory. There are plenty which act under under the Central Device Testing Laboratories, which are subsections which act under the subsections of CDTLs. Regional Device Testing Laboratories. There are multiple regional device testing laboratories in India as approved by the central government. So RDTL is the Regional Device Testing Laboratory, and MDTL will be the Medical Device or Central Medical Device Testing Laboratories. Okay, so this is about the 3I. Okay, 3H is DCGI and 3I is the CDTL or MDTL. Okay, you make a note. Whenever we are studying, we have to remember in this way. Don't go through each and every line of the definition. Yeah, going through the definitions is important, but simplification is also important. That is what we are doing here. We are going with the simplification. We go on studying with the pages of the Act. Somewhere we will land in confusion. That is not important. What is 3I is nothing but CDTL is 3I. 3H is DCGI. Okay, so if we remember points in this sequence, definitely we can get through the examination very easily. Okay, because there is a very short time as the notification and the examination date has also appeared. Okay. Yeah, okay, so moving forward in this way, we will cover we are going with a 50-day strategic plan covering all the various elements of this MDR 2017 and also the other subjects which are covered under the UPSC medical devices examination syllabus. Okay, so most of the times this UPSC, the general studies syllabus and the general science syllabus is covered by so many, but this medical devices rules MDR 2017 syllabus is not covered by so many, so we have come up with this opportunity, and also we are giving an extensive training. So at our organization we are going with an extensive batch or extensive training of 50 days till the time of examination. So along with this, we will also have detailed explanation or detailed discussions of the acts regularly or the various parts of the act. Now we have gone only with the overviews, and in our regular classes we will go with the detailed explanations and also the regular daily and with the test series like daily and mock test series, everything covering all the aspects of the current UPSC medical devices syllabus. Okay, so this is our plan. So please do not delay. We are running short of time. Hurry up, and now it's the high time. So whoever wish to join us or wish to join with us with your journey to continue your journey to target UPSC Drugs Inspector in medical devices, yes, you can definitely contact us. Our batch has already started, but it's only 1 to 2 days that we have started the batch. Okay, please hurry up and please gear up with our journey. We are giving the complete insights of the syllabus along with test series, along with a continuous comprehensive evaluation regular test series also. Okay, so whoever wish to have any admissions or interact with us further, you feel free to call us on these numbers. These are our contact numbers, which will also be given in the description. Okay, and so please do contact us for further details and admissions. And please do not forget to, like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, we'll see you very soon. Thank you.